delete 11, adopt 12, delete 13, adopt 14, delete 15, adopt 16, delete 17, adopt 18, delete 19, adopt 20, adopt 21, and delete 22. And what that does, Mr. Chairman, is that splits half and half of House and Senate. And they're all mirrors.
Representative Walters.
Mr. Chairman, I would start on item number 25. And I would move to adopt item 25. I would move to adopt item 26. And I would move to delete item 29 and adopt item 30.
Okay, let's go through those one more time.
25, adopt 20.
What about 23 and 24?
We'll do those at the very end.
Okay, those are adjusters.
Yeah. So
Okay.
adopt 25, adopt 26, delete 29, delete 30.
That's it. Everyone understand the motion?
Or excuse me, adopt 30. Yes,
Adopt-
excuse me, I
Delete
misstated that.
29. Got it, Don?
Yes.
Do we have a second? Seconded by Mr. Co-Chair. Okay, one more time.
One more time, 25, adopt, 26, adopt, 29, delete, 30, adopt.
And the other two we'll do
I'll
later.
come back in a minute.
We'll come back. Okay, all those, everyone understand the motion? All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, the motion carries. Any additional motions? Representative Walters,
Mr. Chairman,
go ahead.
items number 27 and 28, I would delete and further amend on each of those. And so what would end up happening is we would do both of the studies with the $5,000 appropriated.
Moved and seconded. Go ahead, Don.
Mr. Chairman, I think we can accomplish that by adopting the Senate position and then just delete and further amend the yin amendment on the House.
Okay,
That's
We'll amend it. Is that a friendly amendment?
friendly, technical in nature.
Okay, as friendly amended. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carried. Further amendments? Anything else on that page for now? You're good. 3. Representative Walters.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item number 31, I would move to delete and further amend. And the language I would further amend to is to simply reference the actual bills that are in the process as opposed to the generic language that we have there. And I apologize, I don't have all of those bills in front of me. at
Don, do
this
you have
moment.
those?
Yes, I do have a list. House Bill 98, House Bill 99, House Bill 121, House Bill or Senate File 136. So right now, House Bill 98 has a language that we would describe as staff as in the nature of an appropriation. There is an automatic transfer from the LSRA to counties that are impacted by this. So if this is the committee's will, that appropriation would count against the $5 million. It doesn't say there is appropriated X dollars from the from the LSRA, but rather it says the state treasurer shall transfer funds based upon counties applying to the LSRA that have been burdened by that tax relief. I'll be frank with you, that amount is much larger than the $5 million. So if that bill were to pass, the $5 million goes away in its entirety. House Bill 99 does not have any appropriation in it. House Bill 121 is the deferral. So this is the property tax deferral program. It does include a $200,000 appropriation. So if that were to pass, it would be reduced. The $5 million would be reduced by $200,000. And then finally, The Senate File 136, that's the reduction in the assessment rate from 9.5% to 8.5%. That does not include any appropriation in the bill. So the language as you have it read now, it has to provide tax relief and an appropriation. That bill certainly provides tax relief. It did not include any appropriation.
Okay. All those, everybody understand the amendment? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, that motion carried. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item number 32, I would delete and further amend and reduce the 6 million to 3 million.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, item 33, I would move to delete.
Is there a second? Second. Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, that motion carries. With one vote.
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
item number 34, I would move to delete.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, those motion carries.
Item number 35, I would delete and further amend. And my amendment would be that if House Bill 34 passes, then this position is removed as stated. If House Bill 34 fails, then this position would go back into the budget.
Okay, everyone understand the motion? Move and second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries. Next,
Item 36, I move to adopt.
all those second, Vice Senator Nethercutt. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries.
Item 37, Mr. Chairman, I would move to delete.
All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, that motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, item 38, I would move to delete and further amend, reducing the amount to $50,000.
Move and second. Discussion. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, that motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, item 39, I would delete and further amend, reducing that amount by half, but including the language in footnote 15A so that it makes sure that it reads comprehensive and support waivers on that item.
Okay, you got that, Don? There's a second.
Mr. Chairman,
Representative. Right. Representative Stiff.
so does that combine 39 and 40 together then?
No. 40 is just a cleanup.
Mr. Chairman.
All on 39. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, the language, we need to reduce the federal funds and the general funds by half and then adopt the language to allow those to be ongoing biennialized as we pointed out in 15A, right?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Okay. Everyone understand the amendment? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next.
Mr. Chairman, item number 40, I would move to adopt.
Move and second. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed? That motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, item 41, I would move to adopt.
Move and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, items 42 and 43, I would move to delete.
Move and second. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed? That motion carries. Page 4. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, item 44, I would move to adopt.
Move and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, item 46, I would move to adopt.
Move and second. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? That motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, item 47, adopt. I would move to adopt item 47.
47. Move and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, item 48, move to delete.
Second.
Move and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? That motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I move on item 49, I move to delete.
Move to second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, item 50, move to delete.
Motion to delete. Move to second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, items 52 and 53, move to delete.
52 and 53.
Second.
Move to second. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, that motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, item 54, I would move to delete and further amend.
Go ahead.
And my amendment would be to change the amount to $5.5 million with the first 2.6 million using the language as proposed by the Senate, and the remainder using the language that was proposed in the bill as drafted.
So by the Senate, you mean, and as a part of
It's,
Senate File 81, I mean, Amendment 81?
Found on number 81.
yes, the amendment in 81.
Right. Okay. Everyone understand?
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
did you state the first 2.5 or the first 2.6 million shall be?
Full amount.
Yeah, whatever it
Thank you.
is.
Yes. I consider that friendly.
Okay, everyone understand the amendment? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries.
And Mr. Chairman, just to continue on that same item, I would, just for clarification's sake, make sure that the $104,661 from SIPA be used as part of that total appropriation. And then the difference would be made up with general funds.
Yeah, that's as presented.
Just wanting to make sure that was clear to everyone.
Okay.
Moving on to item, Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
item 55. Delete and further amend. And the amendment I would make is, it's currently specifying that it would work in the area of federal compliance, and I would move to delete the language to work in the area of federal compliance.
Okay, and amended, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Go ahead. So it creates the position and puts the money in, we don't dictate what the use is. Right, it is on your. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On item 56, I would move to adopt.
Move in second, and all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, that motion carries. Next.
Item 57, I move to adopt.
Move in seconded, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, item 58, delete, I would move to delete and further amend. And my amendment would be to indicate that this total dollar value is actually a biennial amount and not a single year amount.
Does everyone understand that? Move in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I would move on item 59. I move to delete.
Move to delete, see the second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries. We're down on page 5. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item 60, I move to delete.
All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, that motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, item 61, I move to delete and further amend. And my amendment would be to reduce that 40 million by 1/2 to 20 million.
Move in second. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, that motion carries. Next.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item number 62, I move to delete and further amend.
Go ahead.
And my amendment would be to adjust that amount by 1/2, totaling 1.25 million.
And do we need language to say that that does not revert?
And Mr. Chairman, on that, I would also
Available.
include language that ensures that it's available for expenditure this fall,
And that it does not revert?
and
Just
that it does not revert.
Okay, has amended. Everyone understand amendment? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carried.
All the transfers right now.
66.
Line 66. Section 327. We'll go back to that's 80 million. And the PWMTF underneath will be 37,500,000. And the CSPLF will be 37,500,000 and $5 million towards the state shooting complex. Does that match up where you're at, Don? Okay.
Everyone understand the amendment? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carried. So Don, I think you were gonna,
Number 74.
we go down to 74?
74, 75.
74, 75, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, item 74, I would delete and further amend.
Go ahead.
And item 75, I believe, is a delete and further amend with, and they're tied together. And really what we'd like to do, or my motion and justification is to continue with the House's position of carving out $5 million for Mercer studies. But then include the Senate's language as to the ability to get these projects going quicker.
Okay, does everyone understand the amendment?
Yes, we do.
All those in favor say
74
aye.
and 75 are a combined delete and further amend to accomplish that task.
All those in favor say, one more time, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries.
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
item 76, I move to adopt.
Is there a second?
Second.
Move second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries.
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
moving on to page 7, item 77, I move to delete.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed,
Aye.
the motion carries.
Sorry, Anderson.
Item 78, I move to adopt.
Second.
Move second, all those in favor say aye. Those opposed, the motion carries.
Item 79, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
I think we'll hold off on
Skip
that.
on 79, please.
Yeah.
80.
Yep, I've got ahead of myself. Item 81, Mr. Chairman,
Go
I
ahead.
move to delete and further amend. And this is really tied to item 54, and I say delete and further amend just to make sure we bring in this language for the first 2.695 rounded.
So do we need any action on this?
Mr. Chairman, I think that would be a delete and further amend because it incorporates your prior motion as well.
And so,
So it's just delete and further amend to the prior motion.
Yep.
Okay, everyone understand that? All those in favor say aye.
aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, item number 82, I move to delete.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, that motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I move to go on vacation.
We're going to move to.
Mr. Chairman, I actually have a proposal on the last 3 lines that we can
Okay,
bring up. So we have 3 lines in the budget that have not been brought up. That is line 80, line 51, line 45. And we would propose on that to adopt 51, which is the ongoing line 51, which is the ongoing for the agency project manager position. We would, I don't know if we need to delete or what do we need to do to make that work? We need to,
Why don't you just share all of them and then that's.
okay,
uh,
so
That
we
would
would
be a
leave
denial.
that position in place. On
so it's a denial.
line 80, I'm kind of out of order here.
All right.
We would propose that we look at $10 million be taken out of the ARPA bill. And if, should that fail, we would move back to 5 million of general funds on that position.
Actually, that's not right. It's 7.5 million in general funds. We'd move back to 7.5 general funds. Or whatever difference fits in ARPA. Can you understand that, Don, the way I'm talking about it?
Mr. Chairman, yes, I think it would be linked to the ARPA bill and backstopped up to 7.5 million general fund.
Correct.
Everyone understand the motion? All those in favor say aye.
No, one more, got one last.
What else he has to do?
We're gonna go back to line 45.
Mr. Chairman,
The-
Hold on.
We gotta
Mr.
go
Chairman,
back
we have
to-
a question over here.
Mr. Chairman,
Okay, yeah.
just so I understand on 80, if there were $2.5 million left in ARPA, then would the total, and then 7.5 is backed up by general fund, would the total allocation then be 10?
If ARPA got 10, then ARPA stays at 10, and this is a zeroed out line. If ARPA is less than 10, up to 7.5 million would be backfilled in the budget,
With general fund.
up to.
Yeah.
So it could be if you only end up with 3 in the ARPA, you'd have 4.5 come out of the other way.
Okay.
Understand that, Don, is that right?
Yeah, let me ask you a question. If it's 5 in the ARPA bill, does it get
2.5.
2.5? Okay.
And the last one would be line
45.
45. Thought we did 45.
No, it's 45.
Okay. No, 45 is what we just did. Now we need to go to, I said 80, but 45 is what we just did. That was physician's assistant program. Line 80 is the unmet housing needs. That's your affordable housing.
Yep.
And the position on it was at 10 million. And it has money in the ARP as well, but we won't link it. But we will move that 10 to 5 million.
Okay, everyone understand the motion?
So the ARPA stands on its own, and we're gonna put 5 million in this.
5 million more. Make it 10.
Is that all right, Mr. Chairman? I didn't address you very
I
properly.
think that's good. Okay, further questions on the combined? Go ahead, Don.
Okay,
You're adopting the Senate position and cutting that, or are you?
no, we're
restoring
leaving it in. It'll
Okay.
stay, and that's an ongoing position. That
Thank you.
stays fully funded. But
Right. So 51 is delete, correct? All right, everyone understand the amendment? All those in favor say aye.
aye,
Those opposed? That motion carried.
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
an amendment to
Mr.
the,
Chairman, we need to take time out
Go ahead.
for the benefit of our committee.
yeah, you should. We're good with that.
We'll go over here. Can we use your office? before we vote on 45. That's the university, that's the PA school.
Yeah.
That money does not revert and it can only be used for the PA.
I'll second that.
Right.
I'm good with that.
So that's the only correction that we
Okay,
went through, but so.
now you're not making me cry. I'm a
Back
little
again.
worried.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. That combined amendment passes.
Okay, now it's our turn to go to the back room.
John, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, before you leave, you have number 79. You could delete that one with that. That's just hanging out there.
Okay, all on Don's motion to delete number 79, say aye.
Aye, good motion, Don.
That motion passes.
I'll make it and second it. All right, now we're ready. Yeah, sorry.
So did we get those other three done?
All right, Mr. Chairman, we're back in. I think the last item we're down to is the splits on the money, and I believe the way it was after we got done, we have the way that's gonna run, we have $740 million that will be equally split between the common school fund, right? Is it common school we're going to, Bob?
Yep.
Common school fund and the permanent mineral trust fund. That's a 50-50 split. Is that correct, Don, the way it goes?
Mr. Chairman, that is how I understand it. One quick comment there, rather than 740, you spent 5 million for the shooting complex, so we're now 735.
Okay, 735 equally split between the two. Second half of it is, so the priority of transfers will go, the first off is over the 1 point, so the PWMTF general fund cash is available and LISRA, anything over 1.5 billion. So makes available. Next one is the common school permanent land fund reserve account is front loaded with 150 million near immediately. And the balance over the biennium from SFRA and LISRA consistent with the threshold. That's what we got existing. Fourth in priority, and these are in order, will be the PWMTF reserve account, LISRA over 1.5 billion threshold. These are all over the threshold. Next one in priority is the Hathaway reserve account, LISRA over the 1.5. And last is the Excellence in Higher Education Reserve Account, LISRA over the 1.5. I skipped the common school. I thought I did. So the second priority, first one's permanent mineral. The second is the,
It's the other way around. First one is common schools. reserve.
yeah, I said it though, Bob, because that was the one with SFRA and lizards. I said it. I did it.
Okay, all right.
So we're through that. That's those. And then last, we capped the deposits at 370.1 million to the common school permanent land fund. And then all of the excess over the 370 cap flows back to LISRA. Did I do that correct? Don, Elizabeth?
Mr. Chairman, I think so. One quick question. Do you want the cap to be the 365?
Right.
365.
Yeah,
Yeah.
367.
I keep
Yeah.
dumping the five, so it'll be 365.1.
And then we
And I
got,
believe that's the motion that finishes the budget. So
and that
Mr.
included
Chairman.
the restriction that these transfers only occur
if you
if the LISRA stays at
1.5 or above, correct.
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead, Representative Stiff.
just so I understand the motion, so that the total amount going into the common school permanent land fund reserve account is $359 million. Is that correct?
369 or 365.1, right?
Mr. Chairman, I believe Representative Stith is correct. He's talking about the reserve account, which is
Oh.
359.1.
Yes, sorry about that.
Representative Walters.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Co-chairman, would it be considered friendly to say all of this is based on accrual accounting?
Don, significance of that?
Can you explain that to us, Don?
Mr. Chairman, it is fairly important whether or not it is cash-based or accrual-based. Many of these revenues flow after the end of the fiscal year and in fact, after the end of the biennium. So severance taxes, federal minimum royalties that are earned in June really aren't paid until September. So our standard practice is all of this is done on an accrual accounting so that revenues earned in the biennium are distributed this
How
way.
have we done it in the past?
And they've all been by accrual.
It's been by accrual?
Yeah.
All right, so committee, you want to meet or you want to go ahead and? I'm fine. If that's been practice, I'm fine with it. I want to know where my.
Any other questions?
All right, we're good with that.
Everyone understand the motion?
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries.
Okay. Believe that
Don,
concludes us.
go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, a few more, just
Cleanups?
a few, yes. On item number 35, which is on page 3. Apologies, but then when we walk through this and write it up, we'll have fewer issues to chat about. I believe Representative Walters' motion on House third reading amendment number 44, item number 35, was contingent upon House Bill 34. I believe Representative Walters meant House Bill 222, which is Representative Summers' Colorado River Advisory Group with the FTE in that.
Okay, as
Mr.
amended.
Chairman, that's correct. I misstated that because I was looking at a different note.
So it's the wrong number, but all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, that motion carries as amended.
Mr. Chairman, on page 2, top of the page, item number 23, you had not addressed the technical amendments. Based on your action here today, it would stand to reason that you could delete item number 23 and delete and further amend item number 24. The sole amendment being we would remove the last technical correction in the Senate's version, which related to the state or the airport tower, and it won't be necessary.
You hear that? Airport tower flashing red light.
I'm listening.
I'll make the
I'm
motion.
listening. I'm listening.
I'll so move.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries. That's for like combined delete and delete.
Further man, one delete.
Okay, any other, Don?
Mr. Chairman, one more, and that's on page 7, the last item, which is item number 83.
Okay,
This is a budget balancer. It is fairly challenging for us to predict where both bodies will end with all of your bills outstanding. There are some sizable items related to tax as well as appropriations. What this amendment did was, in the event the general fund is overspent, then it would benefit from a transfer to the from the LSRA. In the event you provide more tax relief, more appropriations out of the general fund. It doesn't look like that will be triggered or necessary, but it is a tool that we have used in the past. It would also come into play if natural gas prices or oil prices plummet, meaning that the general fund would be backstopped by the LSRA in the event of a significant downturn. Not necessary, but it is something you've had in the past. Or you could just let things ride. We always put, some difference between the bodies. So this is really not a House position. You just happen to be the vehicle. Last year, I think we used the Senate as the vehicle for this.
is there a motion?
Chairman, move to adopt on item number 83. I move to adopt.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that motion carries. Anything else, Don? So tell us, timing wise, what do you need? And
Mr. Chairman, it will, I know there's a desire to expedite this as quickly as possible. We would like to walk through the language with this committee. We can try to walk through it with you tomorrow upon adjournment. Would that be acceptable?
only if you're ready. If you're not ready, then we'll do it Wednesday.
You're not ready.
Okay.
Yeah, don't stay up late.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you.